What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of We Need to Talk. This is episode 284. Shout out to my replay gang. Everybody that's been tuning in. Much appreciated. We in here, man. First of all, hopefully everybody's in a positive state of mind, positive space, vibes, energy, all that. Chef, what's up? Chef Mel in the building. It's been a minute, young lady. Dawn, what's going on? Latasia, what's up? Erica, what's up? Yeah. Pleasure and all that. So, we're here. The vibe. The vibe is good. The vibe is on point. We in here. We out here. Whatever. So you know what we talking tonight. Hopefully y'all did y'all homework. I uploaded the homework assignment to the stories. So hopefully you did your due diligence when it comes to watching the finales, reunions, etc., to be able to get into this conversation. And if y'all didn't, y'all might be bugging. So let me know in the chat if y'all did the homework and all of that. I got a surprise for y'all tonight too. So but so Hope One, what's going on? How you doing? So, first of all, I'll get into that later. So we could dive right in. The topic of tonight is the two shows actually. So, Ready to Love and Put a Ring on It. So two separate shows. Both have come to a close in different ways, and wanted to discuss not only just the participants and the people that were involved, the couples that were involved, or the newly formed couples that have evolved throughout the process, but to also discuss the concept. And are these concepts setting a good example, or are they outliers or strictly entertainment? Is there anything that we can draw from these experiments, these dating settings, right? Because a lot of things, there's one thing I know. There's something called reactivity when you deal with cameras, and I'm sure at some point, they try to work with that or do certain things to reduce the effect of it. But when a camera is rolling, we can't always take that as reality 100% unless you were under surveillance and didn't know it. So we got to take that into account. But other than that, I do feel like it gives us a big picture, a good enough picture to analyze and do our own sort of conversation and discussion just about how things went. So let me know in the chat who was able to, who watched it. I see Erica said homework done. That's good. We wanna get into this one because some interesting things have happened. So Erica says they are cool, new experiments, thinking outside the box. Some do last sometimes. Right. So we'll start with Ready to Love, right? So what is that? It's on OWN. It's a show where they took a bunch of singles. So the two shows are different. Ready to Love was more so a show about forming couples, so potential couples forming out of the show. So they put a bunch of singles together, see who gravitates to who connects to who, and at the end hopefully have a certain amount of couples that come together, or that form. And so the concept, one thing that I noticed across that show is, first of all, this is like the third season, so they've done this already, but this is the first time it was in a resort setting. So before, the show tape, all the couples are there, and then they have their own jobs. This time, it was more so they were all in the same resort, so they were able to go in each other's rooms if necessary, and they had a lot more extra time to go on dates, so to speak, but pretty much staying on the property, so they could walk all around the resort and things like that. So that was a cool element to me, because it's a tighter, it's closer, so it's a tighter, more concentrated scenario. And whenever you add the concentration of it, the competition goes up. You know what I'm saying? The competitive nature of this, and that's one thing that was underlined, right? Because it doesn't simulate real life. In real life, what's up, Tiff? In real life, dating Jack Frost, what's up? In real life, you don't have a situation where you get to physically see the person that your love interest is going on dates with, or is connecting with, or maybe building simultaneously while they're building with you. You don't see that in the real world. You see them, you go home, they go on another date, you may never even know about it, right? So it doesn't engage the competitive part of you. So you don't have that drive to be survival of the fittest or beat somebody else. So you may be more yourself. You may move at a regular time, like normal timing. But with this particular show, you move too slow. Number one, you could get eliminated. Number two, that person that you're feeling or catching feelings for or developing an interest for could get bored because they're moving forward with somebody else. So you may get left behind by moving too slow. And I've seen it before, just in seasons prior. People who don't make themselves known, or don't, jockey for position, or put themselves in a space to get on these dates with these people that they like. If you wait too long for that and you play it passive, you'll get chopped. And the way that they do it is they basically vote. Each gender, they drop somebody each time or something like that. So they basically vote and say who has shown interest, who's been, who has good energy, who has been making connections, versus who has been a nuisance, who has been causing controversy, who has not been in this for what this is for. And then you'll see those people fall off one by one. And then even sometimes you can even be penalized. Now watch this, right? They tell you, if you're feeling somebody, go at them. And there's some people that feel like that, where they won't date a bunch of people. If they find somebody they find interested in, they'll just cut everything and go straight to that. So you'll see there was, I forgot her name, but one of the young women on there was moving forward, made a connection with a guy, and was moving, wasn't really showing wasn't really hedging her bet, wasn't really showing interest, going on dates, getting to know anybody else. She kind of honed in on one dude, right? And he was corny, but she was honing in on him. Dominique, what's up? So she was diverting all of her energy into one guy, and then that dude got clipped, right? So now she's in there floundering, and so she's trying to make a connection, and it's half-hearted, and they don't really know her like that. So then the next elimination, when it was up for the thing, they was like, well, she can go because we don't even know her like that, So you can get cut for moving too slow. You can get cut for just having an attitude that people don't like. Or you can get cut sometimes by putting all of your energy into one person, and then when that doesn't work out, because he had done some, he was kind of greasy too, like he was kind of doubling up, doing stuff and not being honest and communicating and stuff like that. So now I don't think it's Shay. I'm talking about damn, I wish I knew the names, but she got cut more recently. So she was putting all the energy into this dude, Brian. I think his name was Brian, and he got he got clipped. So then she had no options, and so she had to go from scratch. And when you go from scratch late in the game, everybody else has made their connections or their stronger connections. So you kind of out of luck with it. You know what I mean? So it's interesting watching that. Unfortunately, one of the young ladies said day 2. Is that her name? Okay. One of the young ladies' sisters passed away, so she during the show, so she had to leave. And the guy who was interested in her and was closest to her, forming that connection, he actually stepped out of the show, left the show to kind of support her. There was another guy who just voluntarily left towards the end, so it got different towards the end. So it was really only 2 potential couples left. So if anybody, I'm gonna get into my analysis, and then if anybody wants to hop on, let me know. If anybody has been watching this one, or if put a ring on it, whichever one resonates more with y'all, let me know. I'll bring y'all on if y'all familiar. But yeah, Naya was crazy. One thing that I noticed on this show that parallels to dating in general is what I call quality jumping. Came up with that term today, quality jumping, right? What does that mean? I saw, and I'm glad, Erica, I'm glad you brought up Naya, because she's the one that probably did the most striking act of what I call, quality jumping, which, right. So what I mean by that is, okay, so she was getting to know a guy who was a radio guy, disc jockey, whatever. She was putting all her energy into him. She was feeling him, going on all the dates with him, kissing on him, hugging on him, claiming him, right? For episode after episode. Then they had, I think her homegirl came up. You know how they do different things. So they brought her homegirl up to come and kind of have a conversation, have a little time to kind of interview him or get, talk to him and get a feel for him. And so they asked the question about, well, how do you split up the expenses? And, he was like, he said something to the effect of like splitting it in half or something like that. And she immediately, she took offense to it. It ruined the whole mood, I guess, for her. And she kind of dusted it, like, after that. Like, that was really it. And he seemed caught off guard by the question, and maybe that was his experience. But for me, they could have explored more as far as what was going on, because I think she wanted somebody to pay for everything because of a situation that she had been through with another guy. So she was like, we ain't splitting nothing. And she was more so on a, I want a guy to pay for everything type of vibe. So all of this, right? Like that, it was over. And then what she did was, there was another guy that she had no connection with, that she postured herself to get a date with, to get to know him, and then went on a date with him, and asked him about finances. But she asked a leading question, right? So fishing now, forget all the other qualities. Now we're just looking for a guy on the show who pays for everything, who has the mindset of paying for everything. And that's who you're now going to latch onto and bring all of your feelings, all of your energy, all of your effort onto without looking at everything else. Now we're on the hunt. That one question that he answered incongruent with what you're looking for, now we are on the hunt for somebody to fulfill that one thing and nothing else matters, right? So again, I call it quality jumping. She picked one quality. She asked the one dude, he ain't answer right. So now we're gonna go find somebody who answers that one question right and latch onto them. And that's exactly what she did. She didn't really know the guy that she was talking to, but then the next day it's all about him. She's going for him. You know, she's connected with him. She wants to move forward with him off of that one situation. And I told myself, I said, I've seen that before. When does that happen? That happens post-breakup. When you date too soon after a breakup, from what I've observed, you quality jump. If you got cheated on, that was the catalyst for your breakup. You're just looking for somebody who's faithful. All you need is faithful. Somebody who's faithful. Have you ever cheated before? If you answer the question right, you win. You answer it wrong, you out. That direct line of questioning, that unilateral focus on all I'm looking for now is the opposite of the reason that my last relationship didn't work out. Partner was an alcoholic. New partner, you got a drinking problem, you do drugs. So who's got a shot? All he has to do is not drink. Or not drink like that. And he's in there because you're focusing on on fixing that one area to the point of exclusion and exhaustion, to where you don't see the other qualities. The other qualities don't matter. It's a very dangerous thing to do. But in this case, this type of show and type of setting, Nancy, what's up? Latasha, what's going on? Original Megas, what's up? What's up? Gio, what's up? In this type of setting, you see that become exacerbated. Why? Because if you hone in too hard on one person, and then one of your deal breakers gets broken, your ass better hurry up and find something else if you want to stay in the game. Because just like I said, if you don't have connections, you'll get dropped. People will probably vote you out because they're trying to form couples towards the end. They're trying to find connections and strengthen those connections, right? So it's a big thing. It's a big thing. So next thing I noticed, damn. What's Erica? I'm gonna ask Erica for the name. Oh, Rashid. I think Rashid is his name. Rashid, right? Rashid. Kiana, what's up? Rashid made a point as far as, because him and this other dude, Kalfani, were both competing for, I think her name was Adriana. They were both filling one girl, so it was up to her to really make a choice at the end who she wanted to move forward with, who she had the better connection with. And Rashid, he brought up a concept of courting versus chasing, right? And he almost backed out of that connection. or that situation or triangle or whatever. He almost backed out even before she made a decision, because in his mind, he felt like, based on how the vibe she was giving him, that she was leaning more towards the other dude. So he was saying, up to this point he was courting. Now he felt like he was on the borderline of chasing, right? And he said he never wanted to be in that type of space, and so he backed out. You feel me? Well, he tried to back out. She talked him back into the situation. They have a point where you meet the parents, so she got to meet his dad, and then his dad had some good comments and some negative comments, and at the end she ended up choosing the other guy anyway. So, you know, that hit me hard, because I was like, damn, he was about to back out. She talked him into staying, and then she ended up picking the other dude anyway. So it was like, oh man. I said, oh damn. Sparkle, what's going on? Erica says, do I think he was right to do that? He probably should have went with his gut, because exactly what he thought was going to happen ended up happening. And I think you can feel it. I think one of the key indicators was there was a certain point where he was like, you know, you're my number one option. I hope I'm your number one option too. And she didn't say, yes, you are my number one option. She kind of laughed and then laughed it off and didn't give him a response. So I think that probably, and other things that might have occurred off camera, led him to believe that, you know, I don't have any stake in this. I don't feel like I'm not, you know, there's nothing I can do to push it over the line. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's really what it was. Like he didn't want to push. He didn't feel like he could do anything more to make her feel him more. Whatever connection that she was gonna go with was already connected from there, and I believe that too. You know what I'm saying? And you know, she kind of made it like it was a toss up. Well, I don't think it was a toss up. I think she was trying to be too nice about it. I think she already kind of knew where she was going with it. And she ended up going with it where she was going to go anyway at the end. So I think she was kind of just delaying the hit. I think she was kind of trying to, you know, she's trying to be nice. She's trying to, you know, not give her true feelings until she absolutely had to. And her dad was very interesting too. Like her dad was psychologist, very analytical. He was asking weird questions, and then I was thinking, am I gonna ask those questions when my daughter brings home somebody? Am I gonna be grilling? I'm gonna be grilling jokers for sure, but am I gonna be like asking weird questions like that? Probably. It put me in that space. Is like, how am I gonna handle, you know, when it comes time to, you know, handle somebody, you know what I mean? And I'll be making veiled threats to individuals and stuff like that. You feel me? Yeah, Dad was extra on it. He said, Dad said, "What does it mean to be human?" And dude was like, "What the hell?" But he was on point though. You got to do that. I respect it. Nothing but respect for that. Okay. Let's see. Life love me. What's going on? Yeah, he was cold bugging. But courting versus chasing. Before I go to the next point, any comments on that? That struck me. That stood out. You know, just and I know it's hard to to speak on it on an offensive way, because women don't usually do the courting part. But you know, when it comes down to it, you know, when does, for you, I'll ask you guys this: when does courting become chasing? Is there a way? You know, what are your thoughts on that, on those two things? Because I try to put myself in that position with dude, and I'm like, man, I ain't fighting. Like, cause I, you know, you gotta know. I know what I bring to the table, and I'm very observant when it comes to the receptive energy. So if I feel as though we're not on the same page, then we're not on the same page. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I feel like I've been in situations where I've put in more effort than was coming back, and just in different ways, and relationships like that and things, you can't really form anything like that. You know what I mean? And you know, I've been in self-sabotage situations where it was the back and forth, where it's like you're in it, but you're not, but you're in it, but then you're not, and then you're trying to run, or you're trying to blow it up because you're afraid of what I represent, or you're afraid of, you know, how I make you feel, or you're afraid of, you know, who I am. And you know, it's that's how you know it's not a match. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay for it to not be a match. I don't, you know, the times where it's been lopsided, or, you know, I haven't been able to move forward based on certain women and the situations, and, you know, their feelings, and I don't. You've heard me talk about fear before, you know what I'm saying? And there's an understanding I have of it, but how long should I be in a space where fear is captivating you to the point that you can't move forward with something that you want? You know what I'm saying? Verbally, I'm everything you're saying, you know, I'm everything that you would want or that you look for, but you know, in action, you know, I'm not gonna chase nobody, because that's indicative of the fact that this relationship isn't formed. It's not on equal ground, because we're not walking towards each other. You're stutter stepping. You pump faking and moonwalking and shit. And that's cool, but I can't participate in that, because if I want to move forward, I know I want to move forward. You know, when I have certain goals, I move forward. And this is where I ride with the women too, because women will often say, well, how can you be so sure about, you know, your goals, and you doing this, that, and the third, but then you're not sure about me? Or you committed to writing this book, or you committed to this goal, but then you can't commit to me. Or, you know, you're right, because, you know, when we got a goal, we in. When we 100% sure, we in. You know what I'm saying? When I have a goal, whether it's a woman, whether it's a project, I'm in there, right? So if I see trepidation, or I see, you know, shakiness, or I see the inability to move forward with this train that you say you want to be on, I can't do anything with that, because then you have a situation like on Put a Ring on It. Peep the segue. Ashley and Hollywood have a situation. That's the name of the people in the couple. So Ashley is Hollywood's girlfriend. They're from Louisiana. and he proposed to her some years back, I think, maybe a year or two ago. She accepted, and then he got cold feet and retracted the proposal and shut everything down. And then that is the cause of what put them on that show, is because of the trepidation, the cold feet, the backing up, the yes, no, I want you, I don't, I'm scared. And at that stage, when we're talking proposals, you've been together 9 years, and then you get shaky on the proposal part, and you did it? Yeah, I don't know about that. Because there's cold feet, you hear about that, but that's usually at the wedding though. Not like I'm gonna take the proposal back like it's a newspaper retraction. I don't know if you can do all that. So, and it was very indicative when she started forming this tight ass bond with the date with the dude, right? Because it was interesting always to just kind of watch who had bonds with certain people that they dated, because they had a couch full of the dates, right? The people they put in to go on dates with the couple's people or whatever. And it was funny because certain people had some dates. And then there was certain people had one person that they dated a lot of times. So that's the depth, right? There's width and then there's depth. And then so the depth comes in when you're dating one person. Another date, yes. The coach will come on. You want another date? Yes. You want another date with them? Yes. So building repetitions, time, space. He tried some move. She was trying to hold her boundaries because she's still in a relationship, but she's feeling dude. He got to put a pineapple in her mouth and bit it, kissed her on top of it, all kind of moves to inch himself closer, because he got nothing to lose. He's feeling her. He's able to show it. He's able to communicate it. She's feeling him as well. But she's still in a relationship that has just now gotten more complicated because he proposed to her again at the end of the show. So she's all messed up. Here's why she's all messed up. Because she's got, now she got a second, a two-time fiance, a fiance squared, and she has a new love interest that she can't do anything with, even if she broke up with her main dude, broke off the fiance, and she gets with him, it's still effed up because there's no gap, right? So if she's by herself, she's miserable. If she's in a relationship, she's confused. If she switches sides and gets with the new dude, she's setting it up for failure anyway, because you never do that. How long y'all been watching this? You know you don't do that. So she's caught up in something. I follow her on Instagram. She went live after the reunion. She had so many nervous laughs. I'm like, you need to go to an island somewhere on some Tom Hanks. You need to just color on a volleyball and be at one with yourself and talk and watch the sunrise or something, and just not do anything with anybody. Let's just sit down. Let's go to a sandy place and get it together. Because what the hell you in? You was confused from gate before the show. So you jumped into the show and got totally twisted up. Lost your whole mind. Where you going after this? What you doing? And it was funny too, because she was doing the live in her car. I was like, yep, you hiding from your boyfriend or fiance. You all over the place. You can't be yourself in the crib. He gonna be all in the camera. The messed up, what's up, Dolores? The messed up thing is she cute too. And that's you know, it's like, man, you caught up in that thing. And so, oh man. And I'm gonna ask you, Tiffany, you went to Hampton. That dude, what's his name? Did that one dude go to Hampton? Not Kwame, but the other date, the dude that went on the date with hey yo. I forgot his, oh man. There was this dude, I think he went to Hampton though, but his name, he had a nickname in Hampton, so I can't tell if that's his name, but I feel like the dude went to Hampton. But anyway, yeah, with the Mohawk Joker. Didn't he go to Hampton? Yeah, I feel like I know dude like that. But so that was what couple was that? It was another couple. Was that Tamika? Yeah, Tamika and her dude or whatever. She didn't really. Tamika, you know, she was amicable with the situation and stuff like that, but you know, she did. Tiffany, I'm gonna find some stuff on who I'm talking about and try to put. I'm gonna split screen it and I'm gonna try to figure it out. I gotta figure this out. Right, Vince. Thank you, Erica. Vince, and Tamika. So, you know, their thing is she was riddled with fear of being cheated on, you know, and it had a depth to it. And I could, every time they spoke on the season, I could feel his frustration with that, but I could also see the difficulty in letting go. Even though it's irrational to think that you can physically prevent cheating by asking a lot of questions. That's not gonna stop anything. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna stop anything. It's you're not gonna interrogate your way into a faithful man. It's not gonna happen. But at the same time, how do you release yourself from that process? And it's, you know, you gotta let go at a certain point, especially when you have somebody who is willing to meet you halfway, willing to work towards something. Because I felt like from his point of view, he was just getting questioned to the, you know, and then after a certain point, I'm sure it was that fine line where to him, he felt like everything she asked was leading somewhere. So how you feeling today? He probably was like, nah, I ain't talking to no women. I feel good. All right, that's it. I'm cool. We cool? You good? I gotta get out of here. I'm late for something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure, you know, everything she asked had a shock, just an annoyance with it, and then her too, by him shutting down and being like, "Come on," that made her feel like, oh, he probably hiding something. So I'm sure that house was like, the paint was peeling off. You know what I'm saying? Because I saw them argue on screen. She almost cried when he went on a date too. That was the fears realized at first, right? The fear is him leaving with somebody else, and then she got to watch that physically on a show. Obviously it was contained, but at the same time, it's the visual representation of what she was scared of in the first place. The show allowed, for those who don't know, the show allows for going on other dates with other people just to, in essence, test the strength of the relationship to see whether you should just break up and leave, or it's something worth salvaging and finding the skills to work on to make it better. So Vince ended up proposing, you know, had the whole fam behind the bushes for the whole jump out, you know, scenario. And I'm sure, see, I was like, that's a vibe, right? And it's captured on TV, it's etched in stone, millions of people saw it, you know. But also, too, I wonder on some of these shows, Sarah, what's up, Britt, what's up? I'm wondering on some of these shows, do they be paying for these rings if you get married on screen? That's what I be wondering. Like, is there an incentive for you to say, yeah, I want to ask her. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. And then so on TV is like, all right, cool. So, you know, we got the ring. We gonna fly the fam in. We gonna make it a thing. Cause, not to say that he wouldn't do it otherwise, but I thought it was cool. But it's just something I wondered. Something I was wondering, you know, when it comes to that. But I'm not afraid really for that couple. She was going above and beyond. Cause like on the show, she was scared to death with him. But then crying on the dates, you know, when he was going to date and stuff at first, she came along with him. Most improved player. And then on the reunion, she was happy about the ring and stuff. But then she was like, yeah, you know, the host was like, how are y'all doing? And she was like, yeah, you know, we good. You know, it is what it is. Hey, I got the ring. He can do whatever. I ain't jealous of nothing, you know, because if he mess up, if he don't do me right, I can do whatever I want. And I was like, whoa. Hey, man. You still got to be faithful now. Goddamn, what? She went off the rails with it. She was like, you know, yeah, as you can see, I got options. So if you better step up and do what he's supposed to do. All right. She went on. She went all the way. She went for the gold. So thank God for growth, huh? So that was deep, but and I don't think he's gonna do anything. I felt I felt pretty good about just his intentions and stuff like that. It feels like he's on a good wave. You know, very respectful of her pops and everything like that. You know what I mean? Checking it with him, going fishing. You know what I mean? Trying to bond with the OG. He's like, yeah, you know, I'm trying to get that hand, pops. What's up? Trying to get your, you know, that's what I brought you here. You know, just trying to get your daughter's hand in marriage and shit like that. You know, huh? You good with that? We cool? I was surprised that as soon as he said he was cool with it, they ain't just dropped it. All right, cool, we done. Yeah, that's good. Now I think we got enough. We all right. I'm gonna go back now. I got something to do, but thank you for your blessing. You know, so let's get in the car and box all this up. You know, let's box this shit up. You feel me? But so the show was lit. The show was live. Forgot this. There was a quote by the dating coach on the show that said, "Men control the temperature in the house." This is what I want to open up to you. How do you feel about that quote? Men control the temperature in the house. And if you need clarification or a breakdown, I can break it down. But you know, you should be able to. Do you get what I'm saying? And she was saying this to Hollywood because he was catching a whole lot of jealousy, feelings of jealousy, when it comes down to Ashley going on these dates with Kwame and having fun and building a connection. And it was funny because his voice get high pitched when he's scared. He be like, I ain't want her to make this connection. You did. I was just trying to, I love my girl. I love my girl. You did. And she gonna go on a date. She wanna keep going on all these dates. You did. I was let her hurt. And she can do what she want. I was like, wow. He was. If y'all watch this show, y'all know he talk like that. You're dead. Yeah. It sound like a little, sound like Birdman on helium. So, I'm gonna read. I'm gonna chill, y'all. I'm gonna read these comments. I love my girl. All right. Latasha says they usually say it's the woman. All right, Dawn says I agree that it's the men. Sarah says I love that quote. Yeah, that joint was fire. Erica says that was deep. Sarah says it's so true. Nancy says it's true. Latasha says they usually say it's the woman. All right, Latasha says I think men lead and women actually control the temperature. Okay, it's a different perspective. I respect that. I love my girl. You did. Oh man, shout out to Hollywood, bro. But so we. Oh man, y'all got me tripping on that. But that was a very, very interesting quote, and you know I respected it. I respected it. You know? You did. I respected it. You did. Oh, Mike and Shay. Okay. Mike and Shay. So Mike and Shay. Oh, that got weird towards the end. But look, all right, Mike and Shay, right? So Mike has a 12-year-old son, and part of what impeded their progress is that he desires to have his son come move in with him. Shay is, in the beginning, she was opposed to that. She didn't want to, she wanted to be with him, and she wanted him to propose, first of all, but also wanted to be with him and didn't want the son to move in with them because I guess she wanted him to herself. And she, her famous quote is that, you could have him come over sometimes and y'all can get an Airbnb. She let that come out of her mouth, though. Now let's look at this. How many women in America would like love to have a guy who loves his child so much that he would want them to live with him, type of thing? Especially a black boy. What's up, Sean? And I respected where he was coming from with that. And it just seemed like she had, and now not to say that she can't have the preference and she's honest with her preference. But, I don't think she was looking at it from all angles. And I don't think she looked at it as having any benefits, to her or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I think she was mainly concerned about, that means less time I can hang out with him, type of thing. And then I think the coach was like, how did it go? It was set up to where she was like, I don't have any kids, so, he just marrying me. He would just be marrying me. And then the coach was like to her, well, who are you marrying? Because when you marry him, how in the world could you think that you just marrying him and not having his kid a part of that? You know what I'm saying? I think she kind of lost a little bit of that. So she came around towards the end. It was dope. She kind of Airbnb. Only time I'm doing an Airbnb with my child is if we either having fun doing something or I'm relegated to doing that by virtue of court order, not as a choice to have to leave my own home because my future wife feels like I should go and spend time elsewhere, as if it's like as if almost like it's the traditional golf husband. You know how, like, okay, you got a husband and wife. The wife is like, yeah, go play golf. I don't like golf, so he's out golfing with his buddies. He doing it like it was some kind of extracurricular activity being with his son. Nah. Can't ride with you on that, ma'am. Sean says, can I say that I didn't want them to get engaged? It's a tragedy. She doesn't want to be a mom. She might be coming around, but she just needed some perspective tuning. Like, she needed some real help with that part, because, you know, I almost don't want the kid to be subjected to that, because kids read energy, especially he's already 12. You know, he gonna be like, she, you know, and that ain't what you want him to be going through, feelings like that, feeling like she don't want him around type of vibe. You feel what I'm saying? So, and now she's like real cool with the girl that he was going on dates with on the show. Now, like, they best buddies and all of that. I was like, I don't know what's up with this. I don't know what's up. But I'll take it. Whatever. Man. Yeah, and that's another thing too. Y'all talking about the sexual part. There was a point in the show, I don't know if y'all caught it, when they were like, yeah, the dating, okay, the part, and this is an interesting byproduct of the experiment, interesting side effect, right? So by virtue of these couples, they get the therapy, they get the group, but they get to go on these dates with these other people. The fact that they're literally watching their partner, because the dates will come to the house and pick them up. So you sitting there, imagine this. You picture this, right? Picture this in your house. You and your boyfriend or fiance or whatever the hell. Y'all sitting, chilling, Netflix, whatever. Bing, bing, somebody come to the door. It's not Amazon, it's not DoorDash, it's not Uber Eats. It's your boyfriend's date. And then you gotta get up, see this person, they coming in, dress, banging, clip, all that. And they like, I'm looking for such and such. And you like, you damn near like wrong apartment, wrong building. But you signed up for this. So now you have to watch a woman who's probably bad as hell take your fiance out on a date. You don't have no footage. You don't have no transcript. You don't have a witness. Not until the show come out. You don't know what happened. You have no intel on what happened, on how they feel about it, what kind of butterflies, cocoons, and mosquitoes are coming up. What's coming up? You don't know what's coming up. You don't know what's happening. You're not there. So they come back home. You have two options, right? You can be insecure and blow up. Silent treatment. Being short with him. Go to sleep. Or you can take that tension and turn it into sexuality, sexual connection, right? So you almost it's almost like you're auditioning, re-auditioning to keep your fiance, right? Because what I heard on the show is that with some of the couples, the sex was increasing somehow with the introduction of these dates and things like that. So I feel like that's an interesting, way to return the energy, right? You know what I'm saying? Now, Hollywood didn't get that memo. Hollywood was barking his girl down every chance he got. He was angry, he was frustrated, he was basically forcing or pushing his girl into Kwame's arms by virtue of that energy right there. He didn't have any control over himself. And so with that being said, it became You did. I love my girl. So it became a situation where he did more damage and more harm than good, and now she's more confused than ever. And then the ending was a proposal. She said yes, it was on camera. I was like, I don't know. Pop into the reunion. I don't know. Still, she don't know nothing. And now he's like, how long I gotta wait? You did? I love my girl. And then so he don't know he don't know what to do with that type of energy. He's probably in the same position that she was in, fearing the loss, feeling like, are we gonna break up? What's gonna happen? I don't have any control. So she essentially put him in her slot when he decided not to move forward with his original proposal. That's just a fact. So now that he's in his position, in this hot seat, having all this fear and insecurity bubble up to the surface, he doesn't know how to handle it. He doesn't know what to do with it. And it's coming out in a volatile fashion. And that's only making her less sure about moving forward with him in the first place. And Kwame don't help. And I don't know her like that. Now, is she the type to jump from a 9-piece into a whole new relationship with no gap? We don't know her like that. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully she wouldn't do something like that. But then again, what do you do, right? What if he's a 1 or something? What do you do? Take some time off? He ain't trying to take no time off. Even if she broke up with Hollywood and just chilled out with no dating, no nothing, he gonna be in the mix. And now he got a whole team, Kwame, all the fans is like, yo, do that. Like, you know what I mean? So, he got the own network audience on the side and all these virtual, so I don't know. But shout out to you guys for checking the show out. For checking the show out, man. If you did your homework, blessings to you. If not, go check it out and then come back and check the recap, check the analysis, man. You know what I mean? Crazy, and it was a great show and something that I want to see more seasons of. Ready to Love, I believe they're gonna have their reunion. You feel me? So that's probably going to be next Friday or something like that. All right, so boom, before I go, right? Number 1, definitely make sure you go to my website below, where'smybae.com. The link is in the bio. I've developed an Evolve membership package. Definitely something that is worth looking into. It includes one-on-one coaching. It includes a free gift from the website. And it also includes free access to my workshop series that's going to be on Saturday. So if you're looking to level up, if you're looking to make permanent changes, definitely check that out and everything that's included. This is the year to do it. This is the year to remove all blockages, impasses, and anything that is triggering you to depression, that is triggering you to anxiety, that is making a negative and pessimistic outlook for the future, and that's holding you back from greatness and unconditional happiness. So check the website out. It's the Evolve membership on the website, so you'll see it on there. Now, are y'all ready for another skit? I got that's the surprise. I got another skit for y'all tonight. So I'm about to edit that joint up right now. So wait for it. It should be done within the next 30 minutes or so. Definitely wait on definitely wait on that, man. It's always a lot of fun. So thank you guys for all of the feedback. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to bring some joy into the room, trying to bring some joy into the virtual space. You feel me? So I'll be clipping that up in a second, putting that up, and also did a virtual lecture on my platform as well. So if you get the Evolve membership, you'll be able to see the new upload based on intuition and fear. So that's on the website as well. But yeah, so we gonna let me edit it up right now. Let me edit it up right now and throw that thing up, and you know, see if you have dated this person. That's all I'm asking. You dated this person. It's time to evolve. Time to grow. Time to level up. You know, trying to keep the standards where they need to be. It's no shame if you did, but you know, we moving in the right direction. So shout out to you guys as always. I appreciate the feedback, appreciate the love and support. I'll see y'all tomorrow night.